This is the Busy Doing Nothing podcast. We are right in the middle of the conversation. I am your host, MrFreeMinds. To my left, we got our special guest,
Johnny B. What it is?
And to his left, he got
Prinny D. And to my left, I have
Taylor, aka Doc.
We are glad to be back with some regular lighting where we don't look like weirdos. Because last week I tried my best, y'all. Like, I feel like I look translucent. Like I look like I was dead, and y'all was doing like one of them seances or something. And I'm just there talking.
You and shit.
Right. But yeah, how was everybody's week?
That was cool.
It's kind of quiet.
Yeah.
It was definitely quiet.
Disappointing on Mayor.
Yeah.
It's a little sad this week, but
Yeah.
She lived up to her name, Pew.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. And Sheila Dixon ain't shit.
She
But
I don't even know what happened with them. I wasn't even paying them no mind.
basically got on TV and was talking shit. Like, I'm disappointed in homegirl. Blah, blah,
you know they
blah.
ran against each other, so
Yeah.
like
And it was a close race.
yeah. And you know Pew is also like partially the reason why Sheila Dixon had to leave.
Yeah, because she blew the spot up like, yeah, she's a thief, she's a crook. And that was her whole campaign. Like, Sheila, why trust Sheila? She's a thief.
And then she wanted the thing with the books and
Yeah.
whatever. Right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So now Sheila, she got she having her shine right now.
Right.
She like, see, y'all doubted me and this
Right.
bitch.
Y'all was tripping over some gift cards.
Y'all was tripping on $2,000.
Right.
This bitch got 800.
Right.
800,000. Like, damn.
But yeah. So I was back still working on the website. It's almost done. I would say it'll probably be finished by Wednesday at the latest, because most of it's already done. We just gotta finish them bios, and I think that's it. But
With the icy Busy Doing Nothing podcast hat, that I've been waiting for.
oh yeah. You got yours today. Yeah, I got you.
I can't fit my hat.
Oh.
My hair's always natural, so it's just like you got.
I know what
you
doing
gotta get one
with,
of them little visor things for me.
Oh,
so
visor.
so I can
so you can have your hair
yeah,
out.
so I
That's
can have
what
my hair out.
Yeah.
That would be lit.
I didn't know visors was still a thing. Well, it was coming back as a thing.
It depends.
I be having.
Well, I got natural hair, so it's about to be a
Yeah.
thing. Like, so.
That's
I be
like
having sometimes I be having to,
Yeah.
like, take my locks and pull them through the little thing in the hats, because whenever I wear it, just on top of my head, it's always slide up and then it end up like in front of my face like this, and I'm just like, come on now.
That's why I don't miss my hair. I can't wear couldn't wear none of my hair.
I can't imagine not having my hair. Like, I can't. They gonna
Probably
have
gonna
to,
look real weird.
yeah, no, I don't like my head shape. So
When I first cut my hair, I was like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have did this. But then I got used to it.
no, I ain't no getting used to it for me. I ain't gonna do that.
you cut your hair at this point. You can't regrow it back.
No,
Like,
no,
that's
no,
a
you
wrap.
can't.
It's a party.
Because I ain't about to be
That's your
30
body part.
something
Like,
I'm trying to grow
with
back
baby
braids.
locks.
look how
Yeah,
look how long your hair. Yo, it's,
nah,
you really
I do
look
want
like-
to trim them though, but no, I can't cut them
I
off.
fucking cried when I cut my shit. Like a tear.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So
Like,
you
that's
see,
a
here's
part
that-
of you, yo. Like that's ain't nothing wrong with
He's
that.
like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you sure?
And at that point, once you start
Why
cutting
you
them, you
doing
can't
that?
stop.
Because I was tired of that shit. I had a Britney Spears moment. A lot of
Oh,
shit was
no.
going on. So I was like, shave it
You
off.
like that.
Shave it off.
Yeah,
I've
cut my
understood it,
hair.
because women do that. Like when they get out of a really bad relationship, they cut their hair. Like, what does that?
It don't even
do?
necessarily be when you get out of a relationship. Like I cut my
Just
hair
stress.
last year. I was still in a relationship. I was going through shit. We broke up a month after I cut my hair though.
It's just,
Did you not like the haircut?
Like, I don't know,
Oh,
but
you
I
just wanna
mean, like
establish
it was
control.
building up. Like you could tell something was going on because I cut my hair. Like
Yeah. I read some shit about it too, because like when I cut my hair, I was like, damn, I had a Britney Spears moment, and I did some like research, and they say it's a psychological thing. You want to establish control. Like, I am in charge of something. I can't
Exactly.
take charge of this. And
Yeah.
Or like a start over or something?
Yeah,
it is,
fresh
yeah,
start,
it,
so it's like,
it really is because that's how it
You
was
change
for
your
me.
look, you need a fruit.
I don't know. If I'm going through anything, the last thing I probably touch is my hair, and that's probably just personally me, because I need my hair. Like, so I mean, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Nah. I ain't never been that
was
depressed.
it- what
You know what I'm saying?
I
I
wouldn't say it was depressed. It was just like, I just was so much shit changing and
Yeah.
stuff happening so fast. That I was like,
You
damn.
start feeling
You gotta
overwhelmed,
make a
Yeah.
and
decision
then
for
it's
yourself.
like you gotta
Yeah.
be like, I just gotta do something.
Yeah.
I was like a victim of a whole bunch of different circumstances, shit that I was like control. So I was just like, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Right.
When I
Cut
cut
the
my
shit.
hair, it was
Locks
like
probably was like, yo, we ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Precisely.
When I cut my hair last year, it was like I did it because like I was like, all right, I turned 27. I just needed a whole brand new look. Like I was just like, and it probably was me saying like I need to start over or whatever. I was like, I'm turning 27. I need to have my 27 look now.
Right.
Cut my hair off, start all over, and grow my hair natural all over again.
I had the same.
Also, before you cut it, it was processed or whatever?
No, it was natural. It was just like I wanted to
Fair
start
process.
over.
Oh,
It
okay.
literally was just like, let me just start this whole process over because I don't like the way it's growing right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
kinda went through the
Because I
same
know a
thing.
lot of people, like women, will cut their hair, like if they had like perms or whatever, they'll cut it
Yeah.
all off to then grow it back natural. But I didn't know you cut it from natural to stay natural like that.
But yeah, I mean, it depends because if you have like damaged hair,
Oh yeah.
like, and sometimes
Keep
like
it right
some
there,
parts of
that's
my hair was damaged, so like I kind of, it was also to get rid of those damaged parts of my hair.
I can relate to the new start too thing because like when I cut my hair, because like I was like a piece of shit with my dreads because it went to my head for real. So like once I cut out, it's like it's a fresh start for me. I can be me again.
Some girls think of it as like bad juju.
Yeah, it is because they say your hair hold energy. And like before I got to that point, I was doing some fucked up shit, and then I was trying to get out of the habit of doing fucked up shit, but I couldn't shake that shit. So I was like, I need a new start.
I don't know. I ain't never gave my hair that type of energy to be like, hold on my bad juju or whatever, and you gonna be responsible for this.
You don't really be in that much bad energy though.
Yeah, you're right.
Like-
I try to actively stay away from
Yeah.
that.
I was living that shit. I was living it. I was
Oh,
breathing.
alright,
I
yeah.
was washing up in it.
But today's drink of the day is Bird Dog Strawberry Whiskey. Season 1, I think you said was season 1, right? We had the peach whiskey, and I saw that they got a new flavor out. So I, went ahead and tried the new flavor. I think the peach was all right, if I'm not mistaken. So
We still ain't take the shot.
no, I was about to say, so yeah, let's go ahead and get these out the way.
That shit about to
It's not the same as last week when we had the glasses. Like
Yeah,
you
it
could
was-
feel the effect.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the reaction on y'all faces first. What am I in for?
It wasn't that bad because I just finished off the rest.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You can taste the strawberry in it though.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Whiskey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a bad
It
aftertaste.
got
too.
like a medicine aftertaste.
So
Yeah.
for smoothness,
It was smooth.
It was smooth.
But it's just,
But
that
the aftertaste.
the aftertaste, the taste I'll give it like a 1
Yeah.
because it's like that medicine aftertaste. Smoothness I give like a 3.
Yeah, I feel like
Overall, I get at about a 2.5.
I ain't had no runny nose or nothing. Yeah, it's cold about to be cleared up.
Right. It's gonna be knocked out. But we did use that for today's busy making drinks segment. I made a mess during the busy making drinks
Is that what
segment.
you're gonna call it, a mess?
Yeah, actually, yeah. MrFreeMinds mess. That's what it's called. So with no further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get over to that segment so y'all can. This is the busy making drinks segment. I have been blessed with the opportunity to be today's drink maker, and I don't know what this is, but we about to wing it and figure out what it's called later. But it has Bird Dog strawberry flavored whiskey. This was new. We had the Bird Dog, what was it, peach that one time?
that was-
We had the peach. And now they got the strawberry, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to throw something together and see what it do. Alright. I don't have no measurements. What's this? All right. I'm gonna put
got the chug sound now.
I'm gonna put 48 ounces, 6 cups of the Bird Dog.
God damn, 6 cups.
You gotta wait till your ancestors tell you stop.
Like,
Right.
Lord have mercy.
Wait till the homies tell you stop.
Leave us just enough for
God.
the drink of the day.
It's like a video on Twitter.
Right. I said, like, damn. Right, one shot.
Oh, yeah, the white lady and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Throw some of this in here.
Red stuff.
Some of the red stuff. That's enough of that.
Strong as
You
fuck.
sure? You sure that's enough of the red?
Right, I was like, this is straight strong as fuck.
All right.
That's a
I thought this was just for coloring, but
All right.
we're gonna use this for flavor too. Now it look like Kool-Aid.
All right, now you put too much. All right.
I put more the bird dog.
Yeah.
Throw some more Bird Dog on top. Add some layers. Add a little bloop. And now we throw some club soda in here to give it a little fizz.
Every time I hear something open and pour, I hear thinking of the dirty Sprite.
That's not enough either. I ain't want to take out the.
All right.
I don't even know what club soda tastes like on its own.
Trash.
What is it
Yeah,
like?
It's fucking gross.
It's just salsa
bubbly
water,
water.
right?
Oh,
Yeah,
nah.
salsa water.
Now we got the spoon on deck this time. I don't gotta run and get it.
Yeah.
Throw that bad boy. Yeah, this really look like Kool-Aid.
It do like Kool-Aid. I'm trying. Smell like Kool-Aid.
It smell good though.
Yeah. Not like that fucking tequila.
All right, so who gonna try it first?
I try.
All right.
We gotta try it first last time.
I'm gonna get my
I feel like I
camera
poured
ready
too
for
much.
your
Hopefully it's good.
reaction.
I feel like you can't go wrong with strawberry though. Oh, this is watermelon. This ain't even strawberry, so it's a strawberry watermelon flavor.
Damn,
No.
I missed your reaction. My camera moved too slow.
Okay.
What it need?
That shit hit me her like that whiskey is strong.
Oh, for real? So I need to add something else to it?
I don't know, cause not the watermelon shit, cause
Oh, all right. All right, I'm gonna go
it's
ahead.
like syrupy now.
You're right. This is like medicine.
Yeah.
I did put too much of that. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some more club soda in here.
Yeah.
That's probably the best bet.
And probably some of the pineapple juice to cut some of that syrupiness.
Yeah. This wasn't
Oh,
even part
it's
of it,
syrupy?
but yeah, it is a little thick.
That's all the fucking syrup you put in there.
Well, y'all told me it wasn't enough the first time.
Say you don't have to buy it.
All right, so this has officially become a mess, but we're gonna make it work.
No,
Let me
just jungle
How
juice.
anybody gonna replicate this damn recipe?
Busy doing nothing
The
jungle
fuck?
juice.
Right.
That's the name.
This is doing nothing jungle
He
juice.
said, I need this man's license. He's
Right. Now y'all obviously know why I'm not a bartender.
It's that tussin for real.
That do taste like medicine. No,
Alright, I'm gonna taste this one. Taste this
I ain't gonna
Oh,
pour you.
now
this
you
much.
want to taste
Yeah.
that?
yeah, nigga smack his lips one too many times and shit. Oh, that's gonna be a struggle.
It's not nasty though. It's just
It is syrupy though.
it is syrupy. I did pour way too much of that in there. Ain't nobody tell me y'all ain't tell me when to stop.
I thought you.
So we need more club soda?
Yeah.
All right.
To cut some of that.
Now I feel like I'm gonna just
I don't
ruin it.
know if it's ever gonna
You
get
can
for
say
me
some
and
of this
Right.
syrupy.
Stir it all the way down at the bottom there.
Third time to try. Come on.
I'm wearing a cowboy hat now.
With a,
To quote my man, slow Xan, I like calling him Little Xanax.
All right, John. You got the complete batch, hopefully.
Still a little sad.
Yo, just pour the rest of the club soda in it. Like we just need the
God
rest
damn
of
it,
it.
Chris.
This is my first time doing it, and I suck.
Oh, man, it's about to be his last.
Yeah, I'm about to be voted off this segment. I'm like, yeah,
We just gonna blame Lee for not being here.
yeah. It's supposed to be her week,
Like, he wasn't ready this week. It's your fault.
right? But now I walk around through the liquor store, and I'm just like, I wanted to try that. That's what I wanted to really try for the shot, because it's a different flavor. I'm like, all right, so we got
What if
strawberry.
it's not syrupy? What if it's just too much strawberry flavor? Like what if
No, it is
it's
thick.
Yeah.
thick. It's the,
Ugh.
It's the texture of it more so than the taste.
but this is for daiquiri, so it's supposed to be blended.
Good point.
We need some ice.
Yeah, I'd use all the ice. Yeah, this is I haven't even.
This
I
is
haven't
the
even.
same cup, Mom. Trying to get it down, Mom.
Yeah, I'm full of the same cup too. I'm just like, yo, I'm
I
struggling
want
right
to taste
now.
some new shit, but I'm like,
Right. All right.
It's
It's just me and you, yo. We got.
Your grandmama gave you, you sick, drink that.
That's a hot toddy.
Like, I'd rather be sick.
Are we ready now?
I don't know, cause I now need to taste it with the new stuff.
Did
I'm
you
gonna let
pour
you taste
anything?
it. That was foam.
Right. I
Go
was
over there
like,
cheating.
It was hella bone. It tastes better though. It's not as thick, but it's less. I guess if I'm drinking foam, it ain't gonna have nothing in it anyway. All right, so this was a bad experiment on my part, but tastes alright. It actually tastes like a Seagram's now.
what? All right, let me try. You're right.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
it's cool now though. I like it.
Let me be the judge.
So
I got a lot of foam too, though. Like, like that.
No, let me not do this over the carpet.
So altogether, as bad as it turned out, it was pretty cost effective. Altogether, it was like $25. This was only like $16. This was like 3 or 4, and this was like another 2 or 3. I got it all from the liquor store, so I wasn't a smart consumer this weekend. So, yeah, that's
That's not as bad.
it's not as bad. Yeah,
Still starting on this first.
yeah. No, it's cool now. I like it now, especially not all that foam.
This
and
tastes like
stuff.
it'll be a good frozen cup for an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I should have did was made some liquor ice cubes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool now, man. That first hit me like, oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got the prototype. The finished version is cool. I get a finished version about a 3.5. Yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because I'm still in shell shock.
He had the first one and shit.
Right. But nah, that
Yeah, that's.
that one last week when before Taylor put the other stuff in there.
You sit on your face.
I had to pause and like reevaluate my life for a second. I'm like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah, that's solid now.
Yeah. Okay.
What would you give it, John? Or did you taste it yet since you poured it?
Oh yeah, one.
I think I would give it a 3 too.
So far I'm losing this
afraid
competition.
that it's gonna get me.
I think it is.
Like I'm afraid.
It tastes too good to not be so strong.
To go from what it was to where it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Give it about a 3.
About a 3. All right. So I'm losing in this race. I hope Lee does worse next week. She gotta make some trash, so I can at least not be the worst drink maker on the show. But yeah, I give it about a 3 too. So, but it was cost effective, and if you know how to mix better than I do, then you could probably make some cool little somethings with the strawberry bird dog.
We still gotta take shots of the bird dog.
Yeah, we do by itself. So, and it's not the one we had the peach before. It wasn't bad. So I don't expect this one to be that bad. But I do think it was a little.
It was good.
It was real.
I remember it was. I know we was talking about how that drink was good, but
Matter of fact, wasn't I
That's
think bird dog was where I got them shotgun shell shots with them shot glasses. Okay, I ain't get it this time though.
Was that what we take a shot of last week?
The
Crown Royal.
Alto. Oh yeah, that blended
Yeah.
mash. Yeah, no, that
Oh,
hurt.
shit.
That
That's
actually hurt. But yeah, this has been the Busy Making Drinks segment of the Busy Doing Nothing podcast, where I made some trash right in front of y'all. And we're gonna get back to the show.
Don't be ashamed. Make eye contact.
Nigga look defeated.
Right. But it actually don't taste bad though. That's the crazy thing.
It wasn't supposed to go down like this, guys.
It just started off bad. It ended up okay. All right, so we back from the busy making drinks segment, and yeah, y'all watched me make what turned out to be okay in the end, but started off as a little rocky road. But we're gonna go ahead and call that MrFreeMinds mess, and we're gonna get right into it. So I just wanted to say, first and foremost, that last week. The day after we, recorded last week, the news came out that Nipsey Hussle was murdered. And, that's why I said in the beginning, it was a real quiet, somber almost type week. I wasn't too much, social media wasn't really lit up the way it usually is, at least from the stuff that I was seeing. And, I just wanted to, give my condolences for what it's worth to, his loved ones or whatever. And, but that whole situation was crazy. And then, I don't even know, I don't know how the internet took that and turned it into a wildfire in terms of trying to figure out if it was just some regular neighborhood stuff, some people stuff, a government conspiracy, that whole thing. And it's just
It was a lot. I think a lot of people going with conspiracy because it speaks to the narrative.
Yeah.
Whenever we have a positive leader or somebody doing something positive in communities, they magically get shot or something happens to them that's really unfortunate. For example, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Even if you want to go recent, XXXTentacion. Once he started being more positive and stopped talking all that dumb shit, he was taken out. Nipsey is obviously the most current. Where when he first started, I wasn't a big fan of his music because I really didn't listen to it.
I wasn't a big listener of his music, but I did kind of pay attention to some of the stuff.
His movements, the stuff he was doing. And he was painted as a gangster at first because they knew he was a Crip. So as long as he was embracing that Crip shit, they was like, "Oh, we let him rock." But that's unfortunate.
But I feel like his passing really affected people. You could feel it. When he passed, when the news came out, I was at a party and my cousin showed me, and I was just sitting there like, wow, damn. Like, I ain't listen to Nipsey like that either, but like I done seen him perform. I went to the Broccoli City Festival last year. He performed there, and like,
You got money.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know. It was just like the world's energy just shifted a little bit when that
I wouldn't
news
say the
came
world. I would
out.
say like the black community.
Well,
mainly.
mainly
Some
the
people
black
said that,
community.
they went to work and the people they worked with had no idea who
Yeah.
he was or that he passed. So
They heard about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did actually do a segment on it well, not a segment, but they spoke about it on ESPN. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you got to figure, especially a figure like Nipsey, you know what I'm saying? Just like going back to his background, like, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could kind of say, I don't want to, say anything out of character, but like the cliche black guy, you know what I mean? Gang bang is set, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? The run of the mill. Someone that's able to touch people to a factor where white people are sending out their condolences.
Even the
You know what I
police.
mean? Like exactly the Los Angeles Police Department. I just since a couple minutes ago, I checked on Instagram, and they're having the memorial service at the Staples Center.
Yeah, I seen
And the
that.
last time that was done was Michael Jackson.
That was
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Nipsey, I've been a fan since probably like 2011, but I really became a fan of Nipsey, not even off his music, but just him as a person, listening to his interviews, his mindset.
That's how I found out
You know
about
what I
his
mean? Like,
interviews.
Nipsey was definitely a special person in this world. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate that his job on this earth got cut short, but you could tell that his job did something. He left something on this earth that resonated with people. You know what I mean? Like, they're having unity marches with different gang sets and all this other stuff. And
He was supposed to have, from what I read, that he was supposed to have like a meeting with the LAPD or something like that in terms of how they interact with the communities or whatever.
And how they interact with gangs and what they can do to better, for the advancement of gang violence and stuff.
Yeah, and like I mean I can respect all of the movements that he made. I mean, regardless of what his background was or where he came from or whatever. Like I mean, everybody got their past and whatever environment they grew up in, but he was able to kind of come out of that and try to do something positive.
right.
But
Not
it
even try though. You know?
Yeah, he
Because
did.
that's what makes him a special person. There's a lot of people that have walked the walk, but he walked the walk and talked the talk. You know what I'm saying? For a person that bought back his own neighborhood, put jobs in positions for people that was looked down upon. You got convicts and felons that can't get a job that's really trying to turn their lives around. You know what I'm
He
saying?
gave them an
Yeah, I
opportunity.
think they said he owned that whole shopping center for real.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was the shopping center or just the store because I know what happened was in front of his store, but I ain't know. If
I believe it was a shopping center because that store was specifically his clothing
like
store.
landmark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but he owned the whole thing.
Yeah, plus he was setting
the
up
whole shopping center.
he was setting up in like financial literacy classes and stuff like that. He was setting up job placement type things like that. So
Did he buy like shoes for like kids in schools?
I seen
and
this one
shit?
article. It was a dude. I think he said he was like an electric worker or some type of like city worker over there. And he said every time he didn't know who Nipsey was, but every time he saw Nipsey was always trying to offer him like some free clothes or like a major discount or something. And I don't know if he ever took it or not. But then he was like, when he heard that he was killed or whatever, he didn't realize that's what it was.
Nipsey
And it
Hussle.
just and it just spoke to how good of a dude he was.
yeah, he don't even know him off his image. He just know him as just off being a good person.
Right.
Of his work.
So I mean that's just crazy. I mean it does make me think though in some kind of way like because Nipsey was a black man and whichever way you feel like was the cause of his death, whether it was a government conspiracy or whether it was like some neighborhood envy or beef or whatever type situation, it does kind of beg the question like for a black man who comes from a certain disenfranchised community, when he comes into money, what is the right thing to do? Because it's like if it was some just regular neighborhood envy type beef or whatever, and it got him killed. So that would make somebody who would come up maybe out of a certain neighborhood not want to reinvest because it's just like, yo, like these people, I made it and I'm reaching back trying to give them something and they trying to take my life. If it's the other way around and if it's a government, assassination or whatever, or conspiracy type thing, then it's like, yo, I can't do anything because if I try, they're gonna kill me. So it's just like, what should somebody who comes out from from that area and then try to reach in and reinvest into the neighborhoods before they get gentrified? What should they do?
That's a tough question because I'm of the cloth like believing that you should go back to your communities and like reinvest and all that stuff. But I guess that's the fine line because you can choose to reinvest without being there physically.
True.
Because that's what like a lot of rappers go about, like Jay-Z.
But I think that's what made him different, though.
Right.
Yeah, that was because that made it seem more genuine. Because I think other people was doing it for PR and just because like I wouldn't out there. Let me just donate this house. Let me fix these neighborhoods.
I think you're taking a risk though when you do that though.
Definitely.
Yeah, you are.
Because like think about it as far as here in Baltimore, a lot of people that have made it in out of Baltimore, they don't come back because it's kind of hard. Like you won't get shot. Like you're gonna get shot. It's gonna be some hater here. And I keep thinking about how Little Scooter, like how he passed or whatever, like how he started being positive. He was at a peace rally before he got shot. So it's just like, I don't know. Like you could be doing stuff and then somebody just off you.
But with the Scooter thing, I don't know about like with that because I don't know if I would put that in the same boat.
He was also in the beef the month before that.
Yeah, and then plus he allegedly he was in the streets. I don't know too much about the street devil shit because I don't fuck with that shit. But allegedly, like I mean, he was still like running around with the same niggas that was on to some street shit. And like I feel as though once you do get fame and notoriety and money, you gotta kind of influence your circle to change. Yeah, you gotta influence your circle. You gotta influence the people around you not to be on that same shit because they bring that energy with them.
Or you're gonna have to move on another circle.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes
But that breeds jealousy.
That's the category. Then if you decide to go back for whatever reason, the same people that you
don't fuck with
distance yourself from, they gonna be the ones that's envious and be the ones that probably want to harm you when you come around. So it's just like it's really like a complex situation trying to be, a positive influence from a black community or whatever that's trying to uplift the community when the community, some people in the community themselves is meaning to harm you. And then if you catch the attention of the wrong people in power, they would also try to harm you. So it's just like, how do you navigate through that landscape?
I think that's why it's so confusing because
so
many people.
Yeah. That's what you do.
But that's still either way, people scared. Either way, that's scary. As a black man, like I mean, should I be famous and take care of my neighbor, get killed by my own people, or should I get famous and get killed by the government? So it's like it's kind of like I think, and that's the whole like craziness of the situation because like if it's really the government, then it's like the fuck, that's crazy. I can't win for losing.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it's really your own people, that's even worse because like they bite in the hand that feed them.
Right.
So
and on top of that, if you become the person that makes it out and just goes away, then you become the person that turns your back on the people that you came up with, or and then
they're gonna hate you for that.
And they're gonna hate you for that. So it's just like
just do it from afar. Just fucking help from afar.
I don't know, 'cause, I really love Baltimore. Like I love everything about Baltimore. I love the junkies. I love the cracks in the ground. I love the fucked up potholes. I love the people.
I don't love the potholes.
I love the potholes.
Right, I
love the potholes just because like
it shows that something happened here.
It shows that happened. It's a lot of people who like actually care about that kind of stuff. Where like it's a group that's what's on. It's a group that actually plant flowers in potholes to bring attention to the potholes. So I love how that part of potholes. I love.
That's
EJ,
dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, it is EJ.
From the B Civil joint.
Yeah.
It's dangerous as fuck. You're driving and it's just like a random.
I mean, they would probably do it.
But like that's the beauty of it. Like people from Baltimore, we can turn anything into like something. We can turn anything into something beautiful or something positive. Yeah. Like even the vacant houses and shit. Like.
Oh yeah, Shay with her little.
I know she got like
the West Baltimore Ruins project that she doing, and she getting a lot of attention from people.
And it'd be some of them buildings and some of them pictures. I'm like, wow, that's really like sitting there. Like they just left it. Like they not doing nothing about it.
That's why I love the city because like we like no matter what they say or portray us in the media, we people from here actually know like what the city really about and like the charm. That's why they call it Charm City because it has a charm to it.
But it's just like I don't know. Like I think about in terms of like if it was somebody here, somebody like him here, like you said, somebody would probably hate on the whole situation.
But it depends on your image too, because if you portraying yourself as I'm a shoot niggas, I'm a tough guy, that's the kind of energy you're gonna bring. People gonna challenge you, people gonna question that. But if you come off, if you come off as I'm here to help the community, and you stay like even kill with that, because like people get caught up with your image.
It comes with it. You know what I mean? Like you can't do too much help without harm coming your way, or the threat of harm coming your way. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always gonna be negatives with the positives. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be too positive. Like going back to the Nipsey situation, like I said, that was, and it's crazy because like it's not like I know him, you know what I mean? But I feel like it's definitely touched a lot of people. So of course I'm on Instagram looking to see what actually really happened, getting testimonies from out. In his situation, it's like it's like if, let's say, we had a Baltimore Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? Like they're saying what the situation was. He was working to get some clothes for a concert that just came out. You know what I mean? This was like spur of the moment. He must have just caught wind, Woo Woo coming out. He usually travels with security. You know what I'm saying? Like most people of that type of stature is a lot smarter than that. They're not gonna roll out with no security. But you kind of being the person you are, genuinely the person that you are. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my homie getting out. Let me just run, grab some stuff real quick and be out.
Right.
But it only takes a few seconds for something to happen. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it's give and take. You know what I mean? It's like you one day just waking up like, let me just do this for my homie, and that's the end of your story.
Right.
You know what I mean? But on the offset, you could be like, let me just stay in the house for my safety. I could be a little selfish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's tricky walking that line. You can't be too nice, but you can't not be nice.
You're right.
You know?
Martin Luther King was nonviolent. They still shot his
Yeah.
ass. So.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you said, you can't win for losing. You know.
How y'all feel about them people comparing Nipsey Hussle to Tupac?
You know what? It's crazy because I had a conversation with Luca the other day. So I seen a picture of, when certain situations happen, or well, not even certain situations, but there'll always be pictures of like Tupac, Big, and then other figures, it'd be Jade, whoever the situation would be. So you'll see some, and it's like, all right, you'll see the other third person, it's like, all right, that's a reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is Lil Pump doing up there? Like,
Lil Pump is a classic.
Harvard grades, they're like, nah, all right, cool. But I seen a painting of Pop, Big, and Nipsey, and I was actually okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no drawback, like, as far as, when you look at how Pop touched the people, especially on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Just him being from that same gangster street era and him being able to have that effect. You know what I mean? When you look at Nipsey, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You got I seen somebody that said,
But I feel like if you put Pac, Big, and Nipsey, and
I wouldn't pick. I
would
would
take
pick
Big out.
I would take
because
Big out.
was just an artist.
Very true.
Yeah, I
very
would
true.
take
Pac
Big
and
out
Nipsey
too.
was actually trying to,
When you think of like
change.
the reason why I said okay with me, when you think of like artists that are immortalized, you know what I'm saying? Like with Pac and Big, right? We're in a generation where like we understand it, we respect it, but we didn't grow up with that shit.
Nah,
You know
that was
what I'm
a
saying? Like,
legitimate
yeah,
thing.
I
you know
tell
what
people
I'm
that
saying?
all the time. Like, you too young to know what Pac and Biggie. We was like 5 when that shit was out. Man.
Really, like if we gonna be completely honest, you know what I'm saying? Like
They was
now,
both basically dead by the time we was
exactly.
able to,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be
Appreciate
able
it,
to understand what they was
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about. In Nipsey's standpoint, it's hidden because a lot of the people, and especially in our generation, this is something we kind of grew up with, so we understand it from beginning to end.
I think his debut album or his first like couple mixtapes came out like 2009, 2010 and shit. So
you
it's
know?
like, that's when we all graduated and shit. So we like.
So a lot of the content, you're able to understand where he's coming from. You connect with that artist. Definitely the moves he makes starts making more sense. It's like, if we was like 18, 19 when this happened, it'd be like, damn, this was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But Migos drop an album next month. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be on that wave. But it's just like, you've seen, how once life hits you, you know what I'm saying, you look at things a lot differently. You start to kind of see what's important and what's really
But I
not
was being close
important.
to the age with him too, because he was 33.
33.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
28.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
So it's like that's
depressing.
like we was
Give me
close.
Yeah.
Another goddamn shot. God damn it.
That easily could have been our brother, our cousin.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like that, really. Yeah.
I seen an interview. Like I said, I was a fan of Nipsey from the way he
Am I the
talked.
only one that's feeling these
From the way he talks.
from the drinks?
Yeah, that's why I'm drinking more.
I'm feeling it. Yeah.
I'm not feeling a
I'm
damn
feeling
thing.
it.
That's
You
why I'm
not,
drinking
for real?
more.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe it's because I ain't really eat too much, but
But
I'm feeling it.
what y'all think about? I seen a interview from Nipsey that kind of spoke to me the other day. He was talking about self-hate. So we don't come from that gang life. You know what I'm saying? Like we live in Pikesville. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst thing.
Well, speak for yourself right now.
The worst we got to come with is a Jew that's a little
Feeling itself a little
Tell
bit.
us up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We not really, faced with too many trials and tribulations and shit. But
Everybody got their own.
I mean,
walks of life,
but compared to the person like Nipsey that walks that side of the line, you know what I'm saying? We've had instances that we might have kind of crossed that, but you got some people that live that every day.
True.
You feel me? Like a nigga that's lost his homie, but then the very next day you back out in the
You gotta
streets
go back
because
to
you got
working.
survival. It's like, bro, we still got bills coming. I gotta sell these packs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he was going back into it, and he was kind of centering more on self-love, and that's something that I've always kind of catered to because I went through my own little depressional stage where I felt like one thing that was kind of missing from my development as a person was enough self-love. You know what I'm saying? So he was kind of going in. He was like, when you think of like the different missions they do, as if they trying to hit a lick or whatever. When you think about the targets they pick, they're not gonna pick you know, the white guy. They're not gonna pick the Asian dude. They're not gonna pick, you know, anybody that doesn't look like them. You seen a nigga that kind of walking with the same bop, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna get that nigga right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's crazy because it's like, even when you think of it, taking it to an aspect of us, we might walk into a party, right? We see a couple white dudes and shit with checkered shirts. It's like, all right, they ain't no threat. You know what I'm saying? See a couple niggas on the side, you sizing them up a little bit. It's like, all right, if shit pop off, it's probably because of them. And it's crazy because it's like, we shouldn't be thinking like that for real. You know what I'm saying? Not about your own people.
Yeah.
Especially with
You
the
know
history
what I
of this country.
Yeah.
With white people being a lot of that.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
I think, like you said, in terms of that, when, you know, they'll pick the black dude to target, I think it's because they have that fear of the unknown. Like, oh, if I target this Asian dude, I don't know what the repercussions with that might be. I don't even know how this dude think, but I can kind of get a sense of how this other dude that's, you know, moving like me thinks.
Sure,
so I can try to outmaneuver, maybe be 2 steps ahead. But
I think niggas just be trying not to like get caught.
I agree with you. I agree with the set like self love because like because like it's like we don't care. We know we're not gonna get in trouble for that shit. So like we know that our lives don't equal the same value as a Asian person or white person.
That's what I mean by that.
So like we kill a white person, we feel like we more likely gonna get
in
caught.
trouble. You're gonna get caught.
If you kill, like I said, people say it all the time. Like we kill Tyrone and stuff, died. Nobody find a killer, but you know if you kill a Billy Thomas or whatever,
you got the whole Secret Service looking for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I feel you. Like in terms of like that self. I mean, but I think that's the theme that has been given to us in terms of it. Because if you kill anybody, the same people are supposed to be looking for the solving that murder or whatever. And because we know that they not really going to try as hard for, say, like you said, Tyrone as they would for
Cindy.
Zhao Ming.
Then I mean, like.
They dropped like a crazy statistic on the news. They said like 80% of the murders in Baltimore are like not solved or some shit in the city.
That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
Right.
And most of the people who are dying are black, so that kind of
They don't give a fuck.
Like,
They don't care.
And it's like, and I only brought that up to kind of go back onto the conspiracy theory. Like, I'm not one that kind of looks too much into that, but like I said, I'm not one. There's not enough evidence for me to be able to be like, yo, that's totally out of the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of that. It's like you look at these situations, it's like, you know, maybe that is true. Maybe he was sent by somebody. You know what I mean? And it's like, why would one of your own sell yourself out like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, that self-love really kind of stretches deeper. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Did they say that the person who killed him knew him? Like, was he a part of his camp or something?
They said, because they said Nipsey knew him. He was like known as a snitch.
Right.
And Nipsey said, I don't want you around here. And they said from the reports, they're saying he wasn't disrespectful enough. He just don't want you around here. And dude didn't like his response. And came after him.
And that's what we was talking about that earlier, male ego. You know what I mean? It could be another thing too. It's like, all right. Even though it wasn't a lot of people out there, it only takes 1 or 2 people to be out there for a nigga to be like, yo,
toxic masculinity. You gonna bitch me in front of everybody?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is too, with another fact of that building with Nipsey hiring ex-cons, nobody there is allowed to have a gun. So the reason why, you know, when you look at the video, the dude came, shot a couple shots, left, realized, oh, this no danger, niggas ain't here, came back, shot him again, make sure he was dead, kicked him out, whatever that was. And that was kind of, when they was kind of bringing up the conspiracy theories, one of the main things was like, yo, the way he was shot 5 times, or 6 times, it was 5 in the chest and 1 in the head. That's supposed to be like a military, this, that, and the third. But when you look at the video, it doesn't really show too much tactical shooting to it or whatever. It was just a moment of
opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just get lucky. I mean, that's just where they hit them.
Yeah, like, and it's sad, but those conspiracy theories open eyes to a lot of people that maybe would have never looked at it that way. So now they're looking at things differently. It's opening up a lot of different eyes. You know what I mean?
I'm a conspiracy theorist myself, and I believe it is a conspiracy. I'm not saying maybe not for his specific situation, but it's always in the back of my mind because even with Huey Newton, like it's files, it's people who from the CIA and FBI who came out and said, yes, Ronald Reagan told us to go after Black Panthers in order to stop them from, you know, promoting positivity and building up the community. So we have it on record that people from the FBI and CIA was specifically targeting Black leaders just so we wouldn't prosper.
And that's not even to mention Black Wall Street.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like
Tulsa.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they basically one white guy just like, you know what, we don't like that shit over there, so let's just say they did something and go ahead and fuck that shit up, and nothing, like, it was no repercussions behind that. So like with that kind of knowledge, and I think if we educated our kids about shit like that, their eyes will be more open to shit like that. Because like I said, like a lot of people don't know about Huey Newton and about the Ronald Reagan and them saying the FBI, like you got FBI agents and CIA agents who came out and said, yeah, we distributed drugs in black communities with the intentions to, you know, handicap them.
It was a headline today. They said something about Al Sharpton coming out to be a CIA informant. Did y'all see that?
What? No.
They got him out. It's like CI, what was it, CI 17 or something like that. They said he brought down it was a couple of, what's that boxing promoter? Don.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, him and a couple of other people, and I kind of looked at it like I was like, where did this come from? This is crazy.
Don King.
Don King,
Yeah.
right? And going back to
Types of
conspiracy
agents.
theories, right? It's like I'm looking at it. It's like, all right, you got two ways. You got the conspiracy theorists that's looking at, oh, he was an informant, this, that, and the third. But then it's like you got the other side. It's like, well, why are y'all just coming out with it now? Y'all trying to take down another black staple in the community. And then it's like, well, we kind of deserve because he was doing this on the. It's, I don't know. It's
It's a slippery slope.
yeah, you
It's
know what I mean.
complex
But
being black and affluent.
and it's crazy because we're really the only race that has conspiracy levels to that degree. You know,
Where
what I mean?
it can be true.
Yeah, like
It's a
I don't.
possibility.
There's the rare. I don't. At least to my knowledge, I don't know any conspiracy theories that involve a lot of Asians or a lot. You know, at least without black people being involved in it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's because that's just like I said, it's the history of the United States where they target black people and the Native Americans as well.
They always try to keep Native Americans and black people.
Because they literally
down.
was like the Tuskegee Airmen. They literally was giving these niggas what's that shit? It wasn't smallpox. It was an STD.
me as well.
Oh,
No, it was an STD. Syphilis.
Yeah.
They was literally giving them syphilis and saying, "Oh, we treating you," but really wasn't treating them. So they was letting them go home to their wives and spread STD just to see. And then you had places like Hopkins and everybody else funding them, funding these like projects. I'm like when you have stuff like that, and it's documented because they were documented for like medical purposes. So all this stuff is documented, and like that's why I'm like I'm leaning more towards like it could be a conspiracy versus like, oh no, that was just some random act. 'Cause like. Nah.
And I mean, even if it is a conspiracy theory, it's I mean, it's unfortunate in situations like Nipsey is. It's when stuff like that happens to a point to where a person that connected with the youth, you know what I mean, and it gets the youth looking at things a certain way. Like, you know, 17 or 8-year-olds was talking about Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying? We was 17 or 18 not knowing anything about
Dr.
this shit.
Sebi,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, it's kids that's growing up that's learning about that shit that might spark something else for someone to be that next rendition of that person.
I always feel like that level of, if that is what it is, if it is, you know what I mean, the conspiracy and it was a targeted attack, that type of evil don't last long. Like, it eventually is going to.
The United
Because-
States been a
I'm
powerful
like,
evil for
our
years.
whole
You gotta
goddamn
understand, you gotta
history.
understand, it's only been a couple hundred years. Whereas dynasties
That's a lot.
last, on average, a couple hundred years. They rise and then they fall.
And see,
So it's
I
like,
don't know if this is a dynasty though. This is the thing. Like this is if you look at a conspiracy theory, like as far as how many they've been, or how many it's been in the what's the word I'm looking for? Sounds weird, but I guess the seriousness of it. This is like generational. You know what I mean? This isn't something that I feel like is one person's gonna be like, I don't feel like doing this anymore.
Yeah, and it's
You know what I mean?
it's a self-sustaining system for real.
Yeah.
Because like, if you keep one group, race of people constantly marginalized, black people and minorities are normally the labor force of the country. We're normally the population that's always in jail, and that's keeping the jail populated and like the finances for private prisons. So it's by keeping poor people poor is a booming business. Because when poor people poor, they don't have the resource to get what they need. So you can overcharge for this. You can set this up so they have to rely on you in some type of way. So it's a self-sustaining system.
As long as greed's there, that shit's gonna last. You know what I mean? Like that shit all lasts longer. Someone has to be in control.
And that's why they
You know
always
what I
trying to
mean?
like take out like basically once they see a like organization or a group of black people trying to be self-sustaining, that's why
Right.
stuff
We don't
mysteriously
got
happens.
tabs on that. Let me what y'all doing over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why a lot of places stuff was put in place because it's not even a black-white thing; it's a rich-poor thing.
Yeah, it is.
Because you used to be able to build your own house and like buy your land, buy your house, and not have to do shit. Now you got to get building permits. Now you got to get somebody to inspect it. You constantly got to line somebody's pockets in order to get for it. Like even with businesses, businesses then used to always be like, oh, you need what's the EIN number, and you need this, you need to get proof of that. It wasn't that complicated. Like even talking to people who open restaurants, they say they kick out so much money trying to get approved to open restaurants because they gotta get this approved, you gotta get the building approved, you gotta get the food approved, you gotta get this certified, you gotta get. So it's like it's a system set in place where nobody can be dependent.
Right.
Like you can't even grow your own. You can't grow certain produce in your
in a private garden.
Yeah. Like I was speaking to a Caribbean girl. She said she's trying to grow sugar cane in her yard. They told her you can't grow sugar cane.
Wow.
You can't fucking collect rain, my nigga.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, I
true.
know that.
You can't collect rain. That's fucking crazy. The government don't own rain. Nobody owns rain, but you can't collect it. Because then you'll be self-sustaining. Because if you collect enough rainwater or enough water,
You can survive on it.
without having to pay a water bill.
Right.
So it's like
That's fucked up.
it's crazy.
That is true. I mean, I can't argue anything against that because it's like you said, you can't collect rain. Like they don't make it rain. Like
Or do that.
Oh yeah, they do make it rain.
So it's like, it's just crazy. Like it's crazy. It's crazy being black, and it's also crazy being poor. Cause like poor people are like a victims too. Cause like a lot of poor white people, I feel bad for them because they don't really grasp the concept. Cause they still, I'm white. They fall into that monolith. Like we're white.
Right.
We're better than black. Not all of them, but a nice portion of them. And that's how they keep them enslaved. Because they looking at the race thing like, oh, blame Mexicans, blame black people, blame this, blame that, blame affirmative action. Like, no, it's because
really they treating them all the same.
they really treating us all the same. And I think once we wake up to that, then that's going to make the system harder to work. And even
No, I didn't say it in terms of like the rise and fall of a dynasty in terms of we figure it out and just undo it in its own system. I mean like either some other country or type of group of people come through, overthrow the whole thing, and I mean, or people in itself overthrow. I mean, you never know.
Like the way shit is.
Because I feel like as divided as the country is, if another country that was promising was to come through and be like, yo, all y'all gotta do is stop doing that.
The only country that has the ability to do that is Russia.
In Japan or Korea.
Yeah.
'Cause they got them nukes and shit.
Or what about China? China own us.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we in debt to them.
Right.
But that's what it's everybody working together now. It's all the rich people working together from different countries. So if it was just America attacking Americans with like the greed versus it'd be different. But I think it's a worldwide group of people.
Yeah.
What's the word?
They trying to create a world government basically. Yeah.
So all the rich can stay rich, so they can just oppress the whole world. So it's like
That's
it's
crazy.
crazy.
As fuck.
It's
Sound
crazy.
like some fucking comic book, yo.
It do.
Like,
It is a comic book. I'm pretty sure Marvel has a story about that.
You
Yeah.
think about that shit. All that shit got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, like
I mean, even the comics that we know, like X-Men was, I think, was derived off the Black Panthers.
It was derived from the civil rights movement because Magneto was Malcolm X and Xavier was Martin Luther King.
I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, who the fuck is Thanos then, my nigga?
The government.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you said
The government. I can snap and all this shit be done.
right, one day I'll be a giant nigga in a big suit and shit.
Cause that's what if the government really wanted shit to stop, they really could stop shit. They
Yeah.
could,
You know what happened when the government shut down? All them people was out of
That was the
work,
snap right
and
there.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Trump just don't want shit going. So
Right.
everybody was out of work. It fucked up the economy, I'm pretty sure, for a short second. Niggas wasn't flying. Niggas wasn't getting their checks.
it was dangerous to eat food. We ain't had no
Yeah,
more
exactly.
recalls,
Yeah.
Because
yo.
they couldn't regulate the food.
They
so,
couldn't regulate the food.
So it's like,
That shit crazy. That's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah. I don't even know how we go from where we was at to where
yeah, that was happy.
Definitely was.
But on a more positive side,
On the positive
Right,
side, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
On a lighter note,
we got a black kid.
That's on the country
That
records.
country
you know what I'm
chart.
saying?
They try to take him off, but he got my man
Got
Billy
that
Ray.
man, but they got that Billy Cyrus
That
on
Billy
there.
Ray
you know what I'm
Cyrus
saying?
on there.
Billy Cyrus came
name
through
is,
with the vocals and said, "Put my man's back on them charts."
So if y'all don't know who he is, his name is Little Nas X. And got a feature. I forgot the name of the song.
no relation to
Yeah,
no.
what
so-
is the
no
name of the
relation,
song?
okay.
We just know who
Old
owned the
Town.
song.
something.
Old Town
Horse or Whole Town.
Old Town Road. I don't
I
know.
know the
I'm
words
looking
"old
up.
and town" are in it. I don't know where they're pasted in there, but
I got it saved in my recent song. Old Town.
I got them horses.
I heard one when I got there. He said, "I'm riding on my tractor, leaning in my blood." Like,
cool
God.
song, but I mean, I guess they took it off the country.
Old Town
billboards.
Road.
Old Town
Old
Road,
Town
because it
Road.
wasn't country enough per se.
Because he was black.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
They
much.
want to marginalize him because he's black.
pretty much.
But my thing is, I would like for that movement to continue because hip hop is supposed to be all this ever growing, ever changing, all this other stuff. But yet when it comes to country or like you said, pop or whatever, they try to keep it into a specific like.
If we gonna be
boundary.
real, you know what I'm saying?
Everything should be doing.
We kind of let white people into the rap world.
We did. I mean, we can't blame nobody but ourselves at the end of the day.
We let white people into every genre. Honestly, we had rock and roll.
True.
That was
we started rock and roll.
We had rock and roll. We had hip hop. We had every genre.
Even,
disco.
Even
we
country.
had everything.
Yeah, country ain't nothing but white blues.
Exactly. So. It's we let white people in and they think that they take over. They get this thing.
I don't think we let them. I think they just had the pull because they white. Because the biggest consumers of hip hop music are white people from I think they said 18 to 34. That's the biggest consumers of hip hop. So when you got a white person who's talented enough to rap, then that's just going to be even better. Because look, you're white and you can rap, so you can relate to the demographic that's buying the music, and you produce the music that they like. That's why Eminem was so big. Because my personal opinion, Eminem, I don't think he's the greatest rapper. He's probably top 5.
I didn't like Eminem.
But the shit that he was rapping about wasn't typically shit that rap was about.
Right.
Rap was about the struggle.
Like after the first album,
Eminem's overrated.
He is.
I only liked his first album.
If you go back to
If
you go back to his beginning music, it was relatable because a lot of people deal with stress and all this stuff and poverty. But once he got rich, he mainly was selling so many records because he's white.
I liked Eminem until I discovered Joe Budden.
Yeah. Because if a black person was saying the same shit Eminem was saying, they'd be like, this nigga crazy.
Which was Joe Budden. So it was just like...
Joe Budden wasn't even saying the crazy shit. M was talking.
He was on another level, but it was introvertive.
M said in the song, he said something about Jennifer Lopez. He said, I don't care if she's my own mother. I fuck with no rubber and bust inside of her and have a son and a little brother.
Oh, yeah.
You listen to old Cameron. though. Cameron was on that same tip.
And he didn't blow up nowhere near. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know Cameron for that. They know
Killer
Cameron
Season
is from
Killer
Season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fruity Tooty Rudy rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
that's what I'm saying. It's
I
just,
like the movement, man, to be honest with you. It's all right, bro, if we gonna get a nigga on the country records, you know what I'm saying? I like that because I feel like it's gonna upset white people. I feel like they took it down because they seen who is this little nigga child that's on our charts. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take him down by classification requirements. You know, it's not a country song. They didn't release no requirements as to what makes it not a country song.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no. I mean, I didn't listen to the song enough to be able to see what the contents was, but
it's country. He's
what
talking about horses.
The only reason why
exactly
the way they singing, to me personally, it's the way they singing, the content, because he's talking about the country, he's talking about riding the tractor. Most people from the South can relate to.
Most country music, isn't it a storyline?
It's a story about. It's about horses. It's about living the country lifestyle, and that's exactly what he's talking about in music. Even the way he's singing, he's not rapping. He's not going I said.
They looking at it as all right. We got to do even his name. You know what I mean? As a country, you got
Lil
Billy Cyrus, something like Lil Nas. It's I don't like that.
But
guy.
that's the history of everything. With they got to find some way to exclude us out of it with some type of fine print, or because they did the same thing with once they freed slaves to keep them enslaved. They came out with slave codes. So they always got to put something in place to keep us like whoa.
By technicality.
Yeah, technically, even with literacy tests with immigrants. When immigrants first came over here, they were like, oh, you white, but are you white? Can you pass this a test to say that you're white?
Right.
So it's always gonna be. They always pitch shit like that. Even with Drake with the Grammys. Drake is pop. I don't care what nobody say. Drake make pop music, but they didn't want him. They didn't want to pay him in the category of pop for his music because he's black and he's rap. So they like, oh no, do you rap? And I understand his beef with that because no, my music is pop because pop means popular. His music is popular. Y'all playing my shit on every station,
throughout the world,
everywhere. But as soon as he get to the Grammy platform, they're like, oh no, you just rap. But look, I got everybody rocking to my shit, and that's what they doing on Lil Yo. I
don't know who he is. I never heard any of his other songs. I didn't even hear that song until y'all played it. So it's just that's probably just because I don't listen to a lot of new artists.
Is country as fuck.
Yeah, but it did sound it sounded like a country song.
Old Town Road.
Yeah, there was nothing
the only
about
thing
it
that was different was the bass. The bass, the beat of the song was different, but it just sounded like a new age country song. It sounded like this generation is gonna bump that music,
and that's why it's on the pop. That's why it's on the country list because the young country people were like, hey, I can relate to this. This sounds like Weezy mixed with what I like.
Exactly. You you know.
It sounds like the Migos plus what I like, so they can relate to it
I
more.
mean, I don't know if they don't put them back on the country records after Billy Ray Cyrus. Like,
Right.
I couldn't think of
Don't
any
you
more
break my
of a
heart.
He tried to throw a stamp on there like.
Yeah, I told you he out on
I can't think of no other country artists that don't got more of a country.
Tim
artist.
McGraw.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the only other one I can say.
Tim McGraw.
Late
Tim
Underwood.
McGraw did it ill to win without question.
It's
The
like,
thing
all right,
is,
bro.
what
But
makes
it-
you question it is, how can they say this about Lil Nas, but you got a whole country artist, Miley Cyrus, who
Went
who,
over into
who
hip-hop.
went into
Whatever the
hip
fuck
hop.
she want.
Like, she does whatever she wants. She just went to hip hop.
To make a couple dollars.
She made a couple dollars, said something bad about hip hop, went back to country, and then she about to put another hip hop album out.
Even with Taylor Swift.
Post Malone,
Taylor Swift.
yeah.
Taylor Swift is like Taylor Swift being country
yeah.
and pop. So I'm like, but her music is pop. I don't hear her speaking about no country shit and riding horses or the country lifestyle.
Well, look at Ariana Grande right now, because she's R&B
I
and
would
pop.
I
right
will not
now.
let you.
Ariana now.
I'm saying that she's an example though.
She is.
Because she's a white woman who's going around and she's
Is she?
Italian.
is.
She was Hispanic.
I believe she's Italian or something.
she's which is white.
That's white. That's
Yeah.
like, which
Yeah.
is
that's
white.
fancy white.
That's like, which is white.
White
I
light.
thought she was Hispanic.
She's a white woman.
I thought she was too, but my girlfriend like insists like no, she's Italian.
Ariana Grande.
I thought
Grande.
Grande is also Italian because you know it's a
Yeah.
bloodline between Spanish and Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But she like right now she's on 92Q and she's on like you
The other
know
ones.
the pop stations or
Or
whatever.
5.9
She got
or
songs,
something.
yeah, like my job 1019.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, they're not paying you to say that. Don't bring
Yeah, you
that.
know, I mean,
You need
still.
a sponsorship.
Like 1019. Basically, they play Ariana Grande. They'll play her pop music, but they won't play none of her R&B music on that station. That goes to 92Q. You know, she's dominating the charts on both pop and R&B or whatever. But
that's-
no one's really saying
That's where the
anything.
conspiracies come into because like the white people basically because of their skin they're gonna get privileges that we don't have.
I feel like I need to revise the rating I gave this. I feel like I want to move this up to about the 3.5 to a
No.
4. 'Cause this is starting to taste good, kind of good.
That's because you have more. So
All right, so that's the mess talking. All right,
that's
The
just,
best.
the mess, the mud. It tastes all right to me now. It tastes like Kool-Aid.
it's cool now.
Yeah.
If I had like 3.
It's because you had a lot, yeah. Because I'm feeling this drink.
But it just goes into the whole platform. Like we don't have the same resources. The people, if more black people was in charge of music and the way music was distributed,
Which is why I support Tidal.
Which I hate though. Like the thing is, black people in the 90s, we had so much power over music.
They sold it.
And then they sold it.
And that's because we wasn't relying on white people to push our music. We was like, fuck, if y'all don't want to produce our shit, we'll make our own shit. We distribute our own shit.
But it's kind of sort. If you think about it, it might be getting back to that because now with streaming,
Yeah.
direct to consumer stuff, you don't need these people
Yeah.
to get your music out there. All I gotta do is put it on SoundCloud, and all I gotta do is generate the buzz myself, draw everybody to my whatever, and I can do it on my own. I don't need these major labels.
All y'all listening, if y'all had the chance, listen to ASAP Rocky interview when he was talking about how Frank Ocean finessed Sony out of like $20 million.
I
Oh,
ain't know
wow.
He basically finessed them because he was under contract.
Why
and
is
he said,
A$AP Rocky telling a story though?
Yeah.
They cool.
Okay.
and plus Frank probably won't go on camera and say, yeah, I finessed these
Yeah,
niggas. So then they
he
gonna be like,
ain't
whoa, court subpoenas.
Yeah.
So basically they told him like, oh, you got to make an album. He made an album that was subpar. He got the money for it, and then he came out with Blonde. So like you know, and like you control your narrative, and that's what ASAP was like alluding
I
to
forgot
with that
who it was.
conversation.
It was either Gary Vee or someone I was listening to. He said every artist that comes out that walks that independent line, it makes the music industry that much more or that much less stronger. Right? You know what I mean? Like the major thing I say that you know the higher labels give
And
artists is
Back to
promotion.
Nipsey, he owned all his masters, didn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he signed a distribution deal with Atlantic, if I'm not mistaken.
Just
but
the just
it was just
distribution,
distribution,
right.
You know what I mean? Like you still own all
All
of
your
your
shit.
work. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want.
That's all
with
you
it.
really need is a distribution deal.
When you think of like, let's say you get a hit record like Joe Budden's "Pump It Up." You know what I'm saying? Records that live on. You know what I'm saying? You never know when you're gonna strike gold. You know what I'm saying? Like or Nelly's "Hot in Here." You know what I'm saying? Records that live on to the
timeless.
fact. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, you might come out with a movie and it's like, yo, this Nelly song would fit perfect. Air Force Ones is just it. You know what I mean? How many white films you've seen that walk into black people and they might have a slow motion intro or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important to make sure you're getting back everything that you potentially could get. Because you never know where it could go.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Uzi, but at first he started the independent.
Perfect
Now he
example,
regret that he signed to Atlanta because he don't have the independence and he's not bringing in as much.
Because I didn't even know. I mean, I haven't heard nothing from him.
Exactly, because
Exactly.
now he's controlled. He
Right.
can't just drop shit when he wants to because he got running through the label.
And I think with Uzi's situation, like I feel like he could have dropped music, but Uzi now understands how much he could be getting, and he's upset. He's like, bro, I'm not putting nothing else out until I get out of this deal because y'all taking way too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get in the industry and you really kind of see how it works from where you started, it's like when you start, you ain't got nothing. So it's like, all right,
So that first check, like, oh,
you're gonna be everything.
that
to
10 million
you know what I'm
bonus you're
saying?
getting compared to the 50 you
But
might make.
You gotta think of it. These white people is only gonna give you that check because
It's
they
like Master
realize
P
you're gonna be
said,
worth
they'll
more.
write you a contract or sign, give you this much money, but realistically, you're
You're
worth
worth 10 times
right.
more. You know what I'm saying?
Like Lil Pump. I think Lil Pump finessed him though.
Now,
I don't know. nothing about
in
that.
Lil Pump's
Yeah.
aspect, it's some artists what I feel like aren't gonna last as long.
Yeah, so
Lil
I think he
Pump,
finessed them.
yeah, that was perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
I
signed
forgot
him.
he signed a deal when he was like a minor or something
Like
like that. Where they
17,
would get right
yeah.
out of it and re-upped on another deal. Perfect planning. You know what I'm
Because he's
saying?
not gonna last. That
But,
Gucci
and-
Gang shit was the peak of his.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if you
He's
know
the same
where
one that
you,
made that song with Kanye, right?
Yeah, that dumbass song.
if you know where your peak is, or like with Pump, he don't have the same values as Uzi. I feel like Uzi values music a little more, so he's one to live on longer. Especially he's got the what's the nigga name? Not Marilyn Monroe, but
Marilyn
That
Manson.
is
Marilyn Manson. Yeah,
Marilyn
he's
Monroe
got that
was,
plug.
The white chick that fucked the president.
Right.
I knew Marilyn was in it somewhere,
Yeah.
and shit, but yeah, the Marilyn Manson plug. That ain't no regular plug.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
nah.
saying? That's
That's
all
a
right.
hell
really
of a
is.
You got me
cosign.
a corner.
You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy
something
cosign.
different.
That ain't no like, even if black people stop liking you.
You got that whole other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know
a
what I'm
whole
saying?
nother.
So I feel like at that point he kind of understood like, all right, wait a minute, like I'm not about to put nothing else out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like let me get my actual bread. Like don't
Right.
give me what y'all feel like giving me.
Plus, he
But at that
reaching
point
a-
it's too late. You signed the contract.
Yeah,
Right?
he reaching a demographic that most black rappers not reaching because the black people, like, as much as they like to put us in the blow, there's so many of us. Like when you go to an all black high school, you see it. You see the golf kids, you see the alternative kids, you see the jocks. It's just like white schools, how like they had a jock and nerds. It's just like that amongst our community, but they only supposed to like basically personify the rap and the gang stuff. And Uzi reaching that demographic of alternative black kids that love rock, the alternative black kids that love dressing on the
I
golf shit.
mean, the thing is, black people, we set the culture. We set what's cool.
do.
You know what I'm saying?
And we don't realize it as much as we should.
Uzi's allowing that shit because it's like, all right, he came from our demographic. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I like old Uzi. You know what I'm saying? 2015 Uzi is when I kind of really caught my.
I like him too.
But I'm not mad at the direction he's going into because at the same time, it's like, all right, I decided to pierce up my face and listen to rock and white people's like, oh well, black people doing that. All right, cool.
Yeah, let's do
you know what I'm
that.
saying? Now it's like it's comfortable. We do it. Uzi does it. You know
And
what I mean?
it creates a bridge between cultures.
Dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
mean, as much as we try to act like, separate this, do that, a bridge every once in a while in certain areas is a good thing, especially amongst culture, because it's like now you don't live on an island where you have no idea
Nothing to relate
what it's
to.
like. Yeah, so I think that's definitely a good thing when it.
And I mean, another
That's
one,
why
we
Bad
talking
and
about
Bougie was
bridging-
like such a bridge.
Yeah.
Bad and Bougie
when
was
white
a super
people
bridge.
started liking
Yeah.
Badge and Bougie, I knew it was something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was just saying, because that was an all-trap record, but because of Uzi,
That was international.
That was like
song
swag. That was like
international
swag
for-
surf for black people, but for the
Yeah.
whole
For
country.
the whole,
Like white people
for
were like,
the
yeah.
whole world. What
Yeah,
you
the whole
mean?
world.
The whole world.
Did y'all see
went
that
on
concert in
that.
Africa when they was on Bad and Bougie?
Nah,
They did a concert
you
in
seen
Africa.
it? Yeah, like they had
you
clips.
said they had elephants.
They had elephants.
Oh, I was just like, yo, what?
sitting on the
Alright.
trunk and
They
shit.
No, it was just lit. Like,
They was in Africa,
It was
the
in, wasn't it
Africans-
like Nigeria? It was like Nigeria.
They probably didn't speak a word of English, or not all of them spoke English, but
They knew the
everybody
lyrics,
they knew
though.
the words.
Yeah.
That was bobbing, and it's
I
the
thought you
same
said
thing. Like,
Elephants. I was like, yo, that's lit.
if you go out Towson and the fucking Bad and Bougie come with the white people,
Yeah, they go wild.
they know every word.
Yeah.
I don't know every word of
They
Bad and
more hype
Bougie.
to it at this point than we do. We'd be like, oh, all right.
And plus,
Yeah, it's dead. That's them.
I'm with all artists, all black artists is really trying to venture. What was it? Tory Lanez put out a mixtape. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. It's like an international mixtape. And if you notice, like, and I feel like Drake not started it, but he kind of had that snowball effect where a lot of these
Toronto
artists
was
are
a
starting.
good origin point for artists to want to go.
The Toronto music sound low key. A lot of niggas don't know, but a lot of songs y'all like are from Toronto producers. You know what I'm saying? Toronto's cool, but as far as like their gateway into music, like Drake's opened up a lot of doors, but they've really put their foot on a lot of necks. You know what I'm saying? Like their sound is where it's at. But as far as going back to like the trend of music, I just like the fact that black people are now being accepted into a lot of different lanes. Like you got Tory Lanez that's doing a lot of different, from reggae to Spanish records. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it sounds natural.
Yeah.
And you
I
know
like
what?
the
The crazy thing about
I've
that,
been hearing.
that you
Tory
mentioned
Spanish,
with Tory Lanez with the reggae, I don't listen to a lot of reggae.
He makes it.
And when Drake was doing reggae, it annoyed me. I did not like it. I like Tory Lanez's reggae music for some reason. Like it just sounds different. Because I feel like I look at Drake and I'm like,
you're not gonna
a reggae bone in your body. Like that's like me trying to do reggae.
You're
Like
not
what?
gonna like every artist, but the more that opens that gate, it opens the gate for another artist.
Yeah.
Like,
that
all
line.
right, let me try. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might not have been Drake, but it might have been Tory. It might
Isn't-
not be Tory. It might be someone else.
Isn't Drake doing sound like with the British? Like,
Probably,
like
at this
British
point.
rapping, the UK,
London,
rapping and stuff.
I'm
Because
trying-
I'm starting to hear
A
more
lot more, right?
of the
Like the
UK
nigga Skepta
rapping
or some
too.
shit.
Skepta.
Yeah.
a lot
Nice
of-
as shit. He got a
A$AP
song with
Rocky doing a
ASAP.
lot of
Yeah,
that now,
ASAP.
too. And a lot of that's evolving with, a lot of what's becoming popular now also is fashion.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to associate themselves with different brands.
And
Like,
hip
you
hop
look
is
at
going man
V-Bone
associated, yeah.
and all that's
Hip-hop is-
hip hop, sports, entertainment, all that's kind of
Believe it or not, hip hop is one of the top 3 exports from this country.
It
You
is.
know why?
Because of us.
Exactly.
Because of us. But the
Exactly.
faces of it and the people who probably feel like they most responsible are not us. And that's the
The
problem.
people, I wouldn't say that. I would say the people who control it are not us.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But they
Yeah.
feel like they're more
Yeah.
responsible for it getting to these other countries
Right,
than
yeah,
the
'cause
people
they are-
that's actually making
They
the
are
crap.
distributing.
So,
Distributing.
but that's one of our biggest
we
exports.
gotta take back over that control, just like you
We
said.
got
it's-
to.
That's what Kanye trying to do though.
You think so?
That's exactly what Kanye trying to do.
That is what Kanye.
So
trying
y'all
to
y'all
do.
don't think Kanye's crazy? You don't think Kanye's crazy?
I don't think.
I don't think he's crazy. I think anybody who's he's
I
speaking
think
on
his
that shit that
message
nobody.
be warped sometimes.
His message is
Yeah.
really warped, but he's trying to relate to what's going on with social media because he knows shock value is what works right now. So he's trying to shock us into, because that's the only way we realize shit, when we shock into shit. Because somebody could be speaking the truth for 10 years, but if they sound boring, we're not going to listen to them.
Yeah.
Man, shut the fuck up. That's that white
Yeah.
shit. But if you shock us into it, like, this was happening, we going to die. Whoa, what you just say? We going to die. What else you saying?
Right.
Right.
He
And-
got our
yeah.
attention though, because I do know I'm aware of what whenever he comes out and do it, I am aware of what,
Right.
before him it was just like, what? I didn't pay too much
And
attention.
we gotta start listening to the
it.
message and not like
There's
when he
punchlines.
when he went,
Yeah.
because when he went to meet with
Headlines
Trump,
or whatever.
he spoke of prison reform. He started funding the schools, but we only focused. They only replayed the part, and I blame the media because they was only playing the part of him meeting with Trump. They wasn't going
Yeah.
to the
Yeah, I blame the people who didn't pay attention, who didn't pay enough attention, who took one headline and ran with it.
But you gotta blame that on media too, because media run that shit in the loop.
Yeah.
Kanye West made a fool of himself with Trump, and they ran that in the loop.
That's
Yeah,
because people
but-
gave that article that specific
But you gotta
attention.
think, it's the media's job to draw attention to whatever it is that they.
But it's not their job not to get.
To misinform is not cool.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's
to
what they
draw,
do.
they gotta, because there's so many different outlets out here. They gotta do something that's going to make people be like, "What? What that say? Let me check it out." So whether it's misinformed or not, but it's also the consumer's responsibility if they're going to actually take a position on something to get a well-informed position, not just read a headline and be like, "Oh, Kanye sold out."
Because Kanye really be speaking some real shit. Like the song New Slaves. The whole song New
Yeah.
Slaves was essentially speaking on how artists and basically, he talked about private-owned prisons. And he was just trying to like make people educated about what's going on in the world. And he had an interview with Sway, and everybody blew the Sway interview out of proportion.
Yeah.
Because they didn't go into the content, because they made it a meme. Like, oh,
Yeah.
how?
And what he was saying this way made sense too.
What he was
Yeah.
saying, Sway, was like so much truth rooted into it. Because he was saying like, because he was speaking on how his relevance to how it's hard to balance like the music industry and the fashion, because like without his music he's not relevant. If he focuses on fashion, it's going to affect his relevancy.
And music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he likes to find balance, and he like, since he doesn't have the platform, because he like, I want to make my own shit. But they won't give me that. They just like, oh, we'll take your name and put it attached to it and let you design for us, but we won't give you the resources to make your own shit. So it's like he really be speaking some truth, but like you said, the message be warped because the way I think he's just trying to shock us into believing. And
I think he's also an emotional dude. So
He is.
when he gets on that box, he don't know how to rationalize and make it make sense. So he's just saying stuff, and
Yeah.
the headlines can eat it up. Like
Yeah.
everything he's saying, they can pull apart
They
all
gonna
different
make
types of
him
And
stuff.
I think people
Crazy,
intentionally
yeah.
push. I think people intentionally push his buttons or intentionally
Yeah.
because they know he's emotional. They know
Yeah.
he's responsive, And I think he do have some issues like bipolar and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, I'm always gonna give him that because when his mother passed and all that, like
I think that
takes
put a
a
lot on
long time. I would assume for somebody to
because he was
That's
the
something
only,
that
and
you
then he
know.
probably
Some
blamed
people
himself
don't
for
never
it.
get over that.
and that's absolutely
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah,
like,
and he blamed himself for it because he paid for the surgery.
Yeah.
So it's like he
That's
probably
something
like, I'll
that
never
people will he fighting
because
with.
I couldn't imagine losing my mother. Like I couldn't even give you a timetable to be like, oh yeah, I'd be over that.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
And he was the only
Right.
child. He was the only child. He was like this with his mom. So it's like
Yeah. That's what you want. A lot of people lose their parents. They don't never get over that. So
and plus it's like the way she got that kind of could have been avoidable if he didn't like pay for the surgery or encourage her to get surgery or whatever or talk her out of it. Because when people die close to you or something like
you always wonder what could I do.
yeah, what could you have done? And
Yeah.
that's a lot of probably guilt he placing on himself and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and even with other artists who have a lot of influence, who say it in a crazy or do it in a low key way, like Jay-Z. Jay-Z has a lot of influence. Jay-Z is doing a lot, but he so silent about it.
With it, yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I
people
saw he did something with Nipsey Hussle's
$15 million trust fund.
yeah,
for
he's-
his kids,
He's
right?
done so much more. He
That's
paid for
false.
Meek Mill lawyers.
Yep.
He paid for
that
Lil
wasn't
Wayne.
real?
Yep.
Yeah, nah, that's false.
It
That's
wasn't
all.
real. Damn.
What the Meat Mill thing?
Yeah, well, the whole trust fund with Nipsey's kids.
Oh, it is.
Damn.
Was the amount false or was
The
the?
whole thing's false. That's not.
That's fucked up. He might as well do it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like everybody
Like
looking at
right
it.
now,
right,
everybody
right.
looking. He might as
Check
well
out
do it.
Jay.
But even if that's not true, like Jay-Z doing so much more. Like he helped Meek with the
You
his
know why
case.
that makes sense that that's false? Because I don't think Jay-Z would do something that
wouldn't
would catch
announce
headlines
nothing
like that.
like
Yeah,
that.
no,
Yeah.
he wouldn't announce nothing like that. You would
Like,
just,
okay.
it would just be what it is.
Like even with Wayne and his beef with Birdman, he was helping because Wayne said, Jay-Z probably don't want me to let y'all know this, but he helped me throughout this. Meek said the same thing. And who else? He helped with Trayvon Martin family and shit.
Yeah, he be doing
So he do a lot of
He
low
do a
key,
lot.
but like
Beyonce too, low key.
He
Like
just
she be
was
winning
winning
on most
a-
of these things, but
Both of them was up for award for the NAACP awards for all of the community work that they did or whatever.
and Beyonce
So,
just was on ESPN for declining the sponsorship with Reeboks because she said it wasn't diverse enough. Because they was going to do a shoe deal with her, and she was like, is this the people, or these the people who's going to be on the team? She's like, nobody's representing my demographic, so I don't want them working on this. And she decided to go with Adidas.
that's what's up.
So I'm like,
I appreciate the black
Don't Adidas
celebrities doing that though, because
I
think
thought the
we
same
need
thing when
them.
they said it, but I don't think so. I'm like, it's probably in the air. Like it's probably like Nike Jordan type thing. Like Nike got a huge chunk in Jordan probably, but they don't have the exclusive
Right.
hands on.
To Adidas.
I appreciate the black celebrities doing that though, because we need more people
I'm
that
just waiting
like
for
like
Jay-Z
Jay-Z
and Beyonce to
and
start their own
Beyonce.
country so I can migrate.
Sure shit.
Right.
My passport.
Yeah,
Right, like,
man,
let
real
me
shit.
just-
Real life
let me
Wakanda.
just
I
go live
appreciate
in-
what they doing right now though. Like even though they not really, it's not. I don't know why people say they not doing enough. It's like
Because
they
it's
still
never
they
enough for the
doing.
general public. They
They
always feel like
doing.
It's 'cause we don't know
They
what-
doing a lot.
the,
It's
because
just
the
that.
general public will want you to die for your cause, but then when you die, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Same thing with, again, back to Nipsey. Like, if he wasn't doing what he was doing, they go, oh, you're not doing enough. But he died, and now it's like, oh, God, we lost Nipsey.
But I
So
think
it's
it's a
just
lot
like-
of people not aware of what's going on, what they're doing, or they're not doing their research. Because I was one of the people who said Beyonce not doing enough. But then,
Yeah.
like once I start
You
looking,
start
into, I
looking
start
and
reading
so she did a
and looking
lot.
out for. I'm like, damn, Beyonce,
She
really,
do a lot.
she really is Queen Bee. She really doing a lot.
She really do, and her and Jay-Z, they both do a lot or whatever,
Yeah.
and they keep it under
keep
wraps,
it,
and so because it's not about that, like it's not about
It's not
the
about the
attention,
glamour and
yeah,
the
it's about
They don't need to do stuff for
What's
headlines.
right, yeah.
They doing what they want to do because that's what they want to do.
yeah.
But,
And it's a lot of celebrities that was like that. I remember when people was like when before Prince died. Like,
Prince was doing a lot
Prince
of like,
did
yeah,
a lot
he was doing a
of
lot.
shit, yo. He did so
so
much.
y'all think his death was a conspiracy? as
I
well?
believe his death was a conspiracy.
I'm more leaning towards that too. Him and Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson definitely, because he owned half the
Yeah.
Sony catalog. He owned all the Elvis music. He owned all of the Beatles music.
Yeah.
He's worth more dead than alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, if you watch some of his interviews, he even came on and spoke in his interviews and was like, you know what, they're after me because I do good business. And he kept saying they're after me, and nobody believed him. He was scared to go to sleep. Like he was taking shots to go to fucking sleep.
That's why, that's why he was doing that.
And wasn't the
died,
medicine
yeah.
that supposedly killed him
Yeah.
something to help
Yeah.
him sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was.
That was
It's not
it.
like he was doing drugs. He wasn't getting high. He was like, I just want to sleep.
It was like
He was so paranoid. He
the
couldn't fall
doctor was
asleep.
giving him like some amnesia medicine to make him go to sleep. Like
Yeah,
it
so
was
anesthetics.
like some
or-
it's not
anesthesia.
it might not be that. Yeah, anesthesia medicine.
Yeah.
Like it was just to
Just
go
so
to
he can
sleep.
get some sleep. And with Prince, this nigga Prince was, I think they said he like vegan or something. He was like super healthy. He was just walking around fine, and all of a sudden he died from the flu. After
Yeah,
performing on the
right.
stage and doing all the crazy
But then
shit
they tried
doing.
to say he was on some drugs.
Yeah, they
after
said he
that.
did.
Then they say he was on drugs
But
because he was in
But
pain.
Prince
But-
was never the type to be on drugs. So
And then they was after his catalog because this nigga's had 20. He had enough music saved for
He
20
brought his
years.
asses back. I remember.
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
And he said he made 2 songs every day for his whole career. So he had enough music to last 20 years if he decided to. And they wanted that because there's value in that because they know his fan base. So
Wow.
I'm just mad I never got a chance to see
I know.
Prince, yo. He was here the
I know
year before he died.
Everybody that
That's the
said they
thing.
seen a Prince show, they said that's an experience that is not duplicated. Like
Right.
nobody else can perform live like Prince can, from what I was told.
Yeah.
And if it was a close second, it was Mike.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
and I love Prince because like not even like from solely music because like he kind of set the standard that like you don't have to fit that generic masculinity mold. Because Prince really did the fuck he want. He wore his ass out in jeans. He wore high heels, and like women still love him.
But
He
he was
still
a
remained a man.
man.
He
Like,
still was a
yeah,
man.
and a lot of women loved him still,
Yeah, so it's
even
like
though he was
he made
wearing
me feel
heels.
comfortable with like not being like overly tough and shit like that. He kind of like shattered that mold. Like this is what they have to be the man. Same thing with Mike to an extent.
Yeah. Well, that was heavy.
All these heavy
I feel
topics.
like we need to go ahead and toast it up to the mess.
to the max.
To the mess.
My cup's still full.
You know what? I don't even feel comfortable saying ceasefire this weekend because last weekend I said it and we dealing with this week. So
You still should say it. There's more of a reason to say ceasefire. Damn.
Grab somebody close and tell them you love them. Call your brother or cousin
tell
or
the
family member.
people, make sure that you reciprocate all the love that you can while you're here. Do not wait until it's too late. And I posted something about that earlier this week because it's just like, yo, I don't want all of these different, I love yous when I can't tell you I love you back type thing.
I'm
So
too
like,
proud to say you love your boy, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, spread all the love that you can, all the love that you got, and just stay positive. But cause I don't know. I feel
Shout out to my nigga Mike. He said he sent me a video saying he loved me and shit, and I called him gay.
That's real love.
I
Man.
love you, yo.
Yeah,
I love you, my nigga.
But this has been the Busy Doing Nothing podcast, where you're right in the middle of the conversation. I'm your host, MrFreeMinds. To my left, I got my special guest
Super
and my
producer
bro.
Johnny B. To my left, I got.
Yeah, Prentice, aka Prentice D, and to my left I have.
Taylor, aka Doc.
If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Go to www.freemindsclothing.com. Get yourself your very own Free Minds gear. And Johnny B got... Okay.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Prenny D. That's Prenny_D. And you can also follow my Facebook page at Prenny D Creations.
PRENNY.
Thank you.
Y'all can follow me on Doc's Castle or Doc's Castle Pics. Like, I spent all day trying to fix a website today and got nowhere with it. But
I
just
know your pain,
but just know that it's coming.
Like, that whole thing I was dealing with, I was like, yo, I'm not even trying to fix this. Wipe it all, and I'm
Yeah,
going to just
yo,
start
that's
over.
exactly
Like, that's what I was
happened.
doing.
That's exactly what happened with me. I was just like, yo, fuck this. Delete the whole website and start over.
But if it's not too late, try to export your stuff. Because I didn't do that. I didn't know that was a thing. But, yeah, y'all make sure y'all be safe. Spread y'all love. Cease y'all fire. And we will see y'all next week. Do we already do this?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh.
You had to go too much of that mess.
Blame the
The mess.